Okay, hello, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to
Educational
Educational
football.
Football. All right, here we have episode four, match week 31. It was honestly a really, it had some its up and downs throughout the week. We had different games, different leagues. We had the Carabao Cup final. We had Madrid Derby. We had Tyne-Wear Derby. So we'll go into all of those things. But, first off, we'll start off by introducing everybody. I'm Richie, the designated Manchester City supporter. Coming in very happy this session. So a lot to talk about, to be honest. And, who's there chewing right now is Julian, the designated Arsenal supporter, who might be a little more upset. Yeah.
That's me.
And then we have Jude, the designated United supporter. I don't know. We'll see how he's feeling, to be honest. Could be a little bit in
It
the
could
middle.
it could be better, but it could be worse.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the Carabao Cup final. Guys, I was honestly so happy. This is the happiest I've been in 2 seasons. The biggest win we've gotten. My God, it's honestly just I can't describe the feeling. I mean, I watched us win a treble. I watched us win or Arsenal point of view or just the broad point of view.
I was looking forward to this game. I think it comes at a good point in the season. We're looking at like the most important stage to close things out. It was a big enough challenge to step to while not being too much. This was the least important of the four competitions that we were in. So I think like I was really looking forward to it. And honestly, I felt pretty confident that we would win. I was definitely very surprised. I think you can kind of tell what Arteta thinks a bit from the lineup. I recently saw a clip of Klopp talking about starting Kelleher in a Carabao Cup final a couple years ago because he had been playing in the cup the whole time. And while I like that mentality, and obviously it worked out then, it was just the wrong choice from Arteta at this point. Obviously, I think it's easy to say Kelleher is better than Kepa. The first goal was clearly his mistake. Again, I'm not saying that he cost us the game, but really bad mistake for the first goal. Kepa also has a terrible record in big games. There have been so many big games where he's
Not
embarrassed
just
himself.
big games, but the Carabao Cup, he has a bad record. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the game I'm sure we've all seen where Chelsea coach is trying to get him off and he's like waving him off, telling him, "No, I'm staying." That clip is infamous.
but there
But
were
regardless, I don't everybody's saying this was the wrong mistake, but Arsenal didn't just lose because Kepa was starting, to be honest with you. There's a lot
yeah.
of things that go into that. But I think first of all, I want to say, Julian, we have some very important questions to talk to you about.
It's a finish.
Wait, I have a
I
question. I have a
know.
question. I have a question.
Yeah, you can go ahead and ask a
Yeah.
question first of all.
I just like what were Arsenal thinking was gonna happen? Like if they didn't do anything, if they didn't play to win. I
Mm,
mean, it literally looked like Arteta was playing for a point out there. Like he was like
no,
he
dude,
forgot it was a
literally.
final
I'm
or
don't laugh at
something. He was like, "We're not losing this, dude."
And this is the thing, like we've seen, Madrid, who, they're having a horrid season. We saw them destroy City. They beat them both legs, even at the Etihad, and that's not because like, that's just kind of a mentality. I think mentality does come in a lot there. Madrid players, they're like at the Bernabeu, they're gonna go at you. Vinny, this guy's mentality, Valverde mentality. You talk about them like they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go at them and we're gonna score a goal. We're gonna win. And then you look at Arsenal, and for all the talk about quadruple, for all the talk about, which I think is silly, it's unfair to the players to put that on them. But for all the talk about being the best team in Europe, having the most expansive roster, all this stuff, and yet again, when it comes down to it, you are still trophyless. Best team in the world, they say, best manager, but you couldn't win the trophy.
Look at him smiling. Look at Jude smiling.
No, like I'm serious, and people will say it's not a big trophy. I agree, and it might not have implications on the Premier League. It still might be wraps, but you should be, starved of a trophy, starved of silverware. You guys should have died for this trophy. It's been 6 years, right? It's just interesting to me that this isn't what they went for, you know?
I think that's a fair point. I definitely think the mentality wasn't there again from the lineup and then even from the players. It did feel like we could have done more. Also tactically, that's the biggest thing is we could have done more. We were like super unproductive, especially in the second half. Very minimal. That's why again why I'm saying like I don't think Kepa cost us the game. I don't think we were gonna win anyways. I would say
But
I think it just feels like they were focused on other things, which I would have to like say that's the wrong choice. I think we could have afforded to commit more this game. I think
hold on, let me ask you. Okay, we've seen like Arsenal this season, and I think even most of their games, I'll say, a plethora of games. it's not like they completely outplay the opponent and just like outclass them, get outmanaged by the, like they don't do this, I feel. They win 1-2 by 1-2 goals, and like goals come from what, a set piece or a certain moment of, I don't know, something. But I mean, against City in a final, I do think City played one of our best games in, frankly, in the past 2 seasons. And when Arsenal went up against that, they got conceded first, and we know Arsenal hasn't won a game since conceding first since September or something. We watched them concede first against Leverkusen, against a team in a cup, in a tournament that's like everything's on the line. So here's my question: now that we're entering the end of the season, where every game is going to start mattering, very like we have 7 games left in the Prem. They're in the Champions League. Every game matters now. How is mentality going to, you know, play at here, and how is lack of individual brilliance from Arsenal that is pretty evident going to play here? Jude, do you have anything to say to that? Because I know you're definitely thinking about the individual brilliance stuff in the squad.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with Julian. It was the players, you can see they weren't really up for it. They weren't going for it. They weren't doing what needed to be done to win a final. And it's true, if your finals are usually KG games, low scoring and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's this game, other than, the beginning early moments, minutes for Arsenal when they did have a couple attacks, and maybe a little bit at the end, it was nearly like a training ground drill. I think that's something that stems from the top down. It just comes from the way that this team's been built in Arteta's vision, and it'll lead them. It looks like it's going to be leading them to a league victory, but I think it kind of just goes back to when people have been talking about the Prem recently. Are they better? Just this lack of individual brilliance in these fine margin games, I think, is just all it really comes down to. They always say the best way to get through a low block is individual brilliance. At the end of the day, that's what's needed to change a game and make an impact. And forget even that. Just, competent players. If I'm going to a game and I see Kai Havertz at the 10 and Gyökeres up front, I'm not going to be that confident in our ability to
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, like
to build up
everyone,
through the
it's
midfield and get it
ridiculous.
up to the striker and have him like hold up and make a play in a game like a
Oh
final. You
man,
probably need that. Like,
Gyökeres, yeah,
it's just, it's I think it's just evident the way
it's
Arsenal.
confusing.
And I will say
Best.
it may be easier to say all this in hindsight because I feel like a lot of the talk was that Arsenal were the favorites going into this game, right? But
Mhm.
again, maybe it is just those little margins that you can't really predict where somebody steps up.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's so difficult to understand. This is because of like lack of quality in Europe or in the Prem. It's just difficult to analyze and rank and assess all these teams compared to each other. I mean, it's just like Arsenal is the best team in Europe, potentially, is what people say. But I mean, they play some of the worst football, honestly. They don't play. No, like, come on. They play good defense and they score set pieces, but it's just, I mean, what do you disagree with right there?
I'm tired of people saying this. I actually get pressed when people say this.
No, I like, and it's not, I'm not even like, I fully will stand by this and will discuss how I think this team does not play great football.
Okay, when you say great, like, what do you mean?
Okay, I think they defend well. Gabriel and Saliba are good defenders. They're strong. They don't get overpowered. They don't get, balls don't cut
Hold
through
on, though.
them.
Hold on. I think everybody knows that the defense is good, but I don't think it's controversial to say Arsenal don't play like fun football to watch. And
Well,
obviously,
he said good.
people are gonna be
No,
like, yeah, like if you win, it doesn't matter. And I mean, that's true. Like at the end of the day, if you win, nobody's gonna care how you do it. But that can be true, and it can also be true that like it's not fun to watch.
no, right. But I'm even saying, like, as a product, it's not like, okay, Declan Rice, who's gotten all the shouts for Player of the Season and for Ballon d'Or. He is a player to me who does not create line splitting
Who's shouting him for Ballon d'Or, dude?
people, bro. People out there. Come on. They're saying if they go far in the Champions League, he is not a midfielder who creates like great football plays. I'm talking about line splitting passes. I'm talking about taking on his man and getting past him, dribbles that get past him and
That's
play
not
at.
his job. That's not his
But
job.
okay, but what is his job? Putting in a set piece? Is that good football that is like,
That's a terrible point. Are you serious? You know
why?
what Declan Rice does and why he's a good player outside of set pieces. Don't be stupid. Nah,
I
hold on.
know.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hold on,
Are you
hold
serious?
on, hold on. Yes, he is a great he's a good he gets the ball down low. He carries it up a little bit, but like I don't see his effect on a game. I'm seeing like I'm watching a lot of games and I don't see his effect other than the set piece being directly contributed into Arsenal's success, into
That's
their goals.
that's awful. What you just said is awful. Okay, let's be serious.
Hard
Leave that in, dude. Are you,
it's
um.
going out. No,
Okay.
seriously, bro.
No. Yes,
Like
I'll answer.
okay, he's
When
not
you
like a
talk about, when
bad.
you talk
He's not
about,
bad.
obviously, no. When you talk about our issues, obviously we have issues offensively. Obviously, we don't have enough creative players. That's not Declan Rice's job. That's not Declan Rice's fault. It's the players in front of him who need to be. You know what I mean? Like any team who could have Declan
So
Rice, they would do well because they have someone good ahead of him. He's so obviously impactful. If you watch any of our games, like you
he's
should
good defensively.
you should be
He's good
blaming
at
the front
maybe.
line. You should be blaming the front line. You should be playing the number 10s, but don't blame Declan Rice.
I'm
That's
not
one.
necessarily blaming Declan Rice, and
You said I've never seen a game where he impacts us winning. That's every
no,
game.
no, no. I have. I've seen him score goals, but
But I'm not
I
talking
think
about scoring goals. I'm talking about like plays that
I
have.
agree. Okay, yes, I've seen those games, and he is great. You know, he is a amazing number eight. But the fact that like the sentiment
It's
that he
not
is
his
this
fault.
player who is a world level contributor to Arsenal's success, like is he Arsenal's most important player? No, I think the defense is. I would put every single defender as the first four best players for Arsenal.
No. Oh
You're
my god.
putting him Capier above Declan Rice.
Oh my god. No.
On effect on a game, yes, or
Dude,
All right,
Calafiori.
you took it too far. You took it too
you're
far.
going out
But
bad. You're going out bad.
I do get your point about like
Nah.
It's
wanting
not his
these.
fault.
I do get your point about wanting these like big name iconic, especially midfield players to rise up in these moments. But also, Julian, like it's true. Like Rice winning Player of the Year is like. I mean, yeah, he's been important. He's been good, but
That's not. First of all, that's not relevant in this discussion. Second of all,
in terms of like, he's not some.
Rodri won the Ballon d'Or.
Okay, but Rodri.
Yeah, disagree with that too. I mean,
No, we'll talk about that because Rodri, this game, Jude, if you've seen it, oh my God, he rolled back the years, bro.
Bro,
He had an
wait, but
absolute.
he didn't score a goal though.
Doesn't have to do with that. You should have heard. That's not what I'm saying.
That all right.
No, it's not about Declan Rice scoring a goal. It's not. Declan Rice does not do what Rodri did, or what he did in this game. He does not do that.
Actually,
Absolutely not.
there's no way that you're talking about Arsenal's issues and you start with Declan Rice. That's actually insane.
No.
Hold
I
Okay,
on.
think
hold
it's
on.
wrong. But
No, no, no,
that is
no.
kind of crazy. But I don't know if Richie's pointing it out with Arsenal or like with what we're talking about with like
Let's
Arsenal
okay.
football.
Talk about
Wait,
But
wait,
if we
Julie. I'm
want to
not
talk
saying
about
it's
if we're talking about this game specifically, like you do have to. Julian's right. I think you do have to look at the front line especially.
I mean,
let's
I
talk
think you have to look at the midfield. I mean, the front line, like, what did they get in this game? What chances did they get? They had no chances. The
listen,
midfield didn't supply anything for them. They had no number 10. There was no number 10. But it's not about
No, they
Declan
had
Rice.
Havertz.
Right. No, wait,
I'm
but really
saying
quickly.
we
Wait, I
should
want to
blame
finish this. It's not about Declan Rice as a player. He's a great number 8. He's amazing. He might be better than Caicedo in that position, I think. But
Might.
it's the fact that Arsenal, like the way they frame Declan Rice as this player, is incorrect.
that's the people. That's not. What do you mean?
It's
Getting mad at Twitter, bro.
no, no, no. It's
Yeah,
more than
literally.
that, bro. It's more than that. No, no,
Yeah, he got you.
no, bro. All right, I'm actually taking that all out. I'm taking it.
Not.
I won't take it out. I won't take it out. I'm gonna take this part out where I'm saying I'm gonna take it out, but I won't take that out. But
Dude, listen. Here's what I want to talk about. The front four. It's gotten to a point where it's like these are the players that we have. So it's like there's not much talking. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like this is what we're stuck with. But
Yeah, and it sucks ass.
yeah, Trossard and Martinelli. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
yeah, Trossard started the season well, but no.
Yeah, Trossard started the season well. He had good moments. I think like there's just he'll get involved a lot in the play, but in terms of like creating chances, he doesn't do too much. Martinelli didn't do too much when he came on. Kai Gyökeres playing together. I remember it worked at a couple games when Kai first came back, but I think at like this level against City, it's not viable. Saka has been poor all season.
Brush past that. We let's stop. Let's park for a second.
I was this close. I was this
It's a
close.
doomsday
And look,
picture.
I'm gonna say like he gets a little bit off the hook because Palmer is also not doing well,
That's
and
not why he
Foden.
gets off the hook.
No, I mean they're both kind of similar. I think they're
That just makes it bad for all of them.
coming back from an injury. He hasn't looked good all season, honestly. And I'm saying, like I said this in the chat, but I think that Arsenal, if they go on to win the Prem, it's like I will not. I don't think people will look at Saka as the person who like really had that much of a contribution towards their success. I do think like you do have to give him credit because he's been a part of this growth that's led to here. But it's honestly a little bit sad to see that in this season where they're finally going to get it, he didn't do much. It's a little sad, and I think he's the one who suffers the most.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I think their situations are a little bit different because of the club success around them, but it's almost like this is how like the Marcus Rashford arc started. Like you have a young player coming to the academy, picking up the club when like times are looking tough, but because they are the only shining light of the club, they do end up getting overplayed. They get injured, play through injuries, and
Yeah.
they can't. Maybe Saka can redeem it, but
Yeah, I hope so. He's young.
like
Yeah,
they
he's
just
going
can't
to.
be
He's
the
going
main
to.
man.
He's not that young anymore.
Especially like with the new contract also that Arsenal offered him,
Yes, yeah.
300K a week.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. That's
that's
insane.
that's the baller contract. So you have to ball, you know.
Hmm.
So I do see parallels between the two, but obviously because Arsenal do look like they're on track to be winning things, it's maybe you could say less important, but it is still a big warning, a sign I think for Arsenal that I mean now that's just another position that needs in the
I
attack at
mean,
least.
they have, and like they have Nwaneri, they have who could play in that position. They have Max Dowman who could play in that position, and it's even like funny. I'm watching online when Max Dowman won Arsenal the game against someone help me
Everton.
out here, Everton. That goal and assist in the last couple minutes. People are saying like coming out and being like, this kid is like he needs to be start being entrusted in these games because he could provide creativity that nobody including Saka, cannot provide. And that's pretty damning. Like,
Yeah.
has the baton, not the baton been passed, I'm not saying that, but it's crazy that we're already looking past Saka to this.
This is more Richie arguing with Twitter, but like, nah. I mean, it's just
Dude, no, no, Julian, it is firmly believed, like, amongst, like, very popular and very
yeah. I mean, he should have.
experienced believers that Max Dowman has the crazy talent level that Saka does not have. I'm not
No,
joking.
I know, but in terms like he should have gone in earlier in this game. But like in terms of the role he plays in this club, at least for the rest of the season, he's not like. I think he should play more, but I don't think. I think you're going too far.
I'm not really talking about Max Dowman. I'm talking about, I'm just saying, like, as an indictment of Saka's
Yeah,
season
I know it
and
looks bad.
Saka's performance.
It looks bad.
Yeah, but hope he can turn things around because I know we don't like. I'm not the biggest Arsenal fan, but I do like Saka. Now I'm gonna just talk about City for a second. I guess I'll just talk about. You guys can tell me what you think, but I just want to say they played a really good game. They went out with the right mindset. I think, although they survived the first 15 minutes of, I think that's where Arsenal. Really showed that. That's where it seemed like, oh wow, this is gonna be over. Arsenal are gonna out possess us, out play us, out dominate us, but it just the script flipped. And first of all, I want to say Bernardo Silva, captain. There's been so many games this season where I'm like, I'm sick of you. It's time for you to move on. But he has come up big in a lot of big games, especially. He just has that mentality still does take you far. Even when the legs are gone, I do think that helped out a lot. Rodri in the middle, controlling everything, getting the ball one side, splitting it to the other side. That one pass for the second goal as well. He's also a winner. He does have that mindset. He knows what it's like to win four in a row. He knows what it's like to win the Champions League. So he does bring that, and I think he's coming back to his best, even though he's not scoring as much. Nathan Ake. I've been so critical of Ake all season when he's come on. Today he didn't put a foot wrong. Wow, what a performance from somebody who played 40 games during our treble winning season. So that's very important, I think. Kusanov. Wow. What a deputy. What a center back this guy's turning out to be. Absolute warrior, speed demon. Unbelievable.
Finally can
Madrid
get
could
Ruben Diaz's old ass out of there, dude. Finally.
Ruben Diaz can't it doesn't look like he can play with these. Yeah. Who else do I want to shout out? I mean, Ryan Cherky. Wow, 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 wow. This guy
Julian,
is the
Julian,
most
Julian, give Ryan Cherky a round of applause.
seriously, bro.
He has an attitude problem.
Nah.
Nah,
You are so racist.
he has an
That's
attitude problem.
insane.
He has an attitude. Nah, who does he think he is? Who?
He went to Wembley
Hmm.
and started juggling on your head tops, bro.
That's
Yes,
disgusting.
I would hate it if I was on your team, but wow, I love it. Man City don't have never had in our successful years, we haven't had like a bastard like that. Honestly, I guess you could say back when maybe Balotelli was playing, but no, this is different. This guy's skill level is on a different level. I genuinely will say he's the most skilled player on the planet. Lamin's a better player, but he's a more skilled player. 100%, dude. Nobody has the
Nah,
technical.
that's just like aesthetic tax
Who
though.
has a who has more technical brilliance than Ryan Cherky?
Lamine
Seriously,
Yamal.
no, he doesn't. He's not as two-footed. He doesn't have the same skill set.
What do you
Lamine
mean by
Yamal is a
skill
better
set, bro?
player.
What do you mean by skill set? You can
His
juggle
moves,
and do
of course,
do
his moves, he pulls
do
them out.
spins.
Yes, absolutely. That's technical, but that's skill. Cherky's touch is better. Yes.
You're forgetting your most important player, Nico O'Reilly.
I wanted to touch on him last, but
Mm.
what a guy this guy is. I love him so much. I actually love him
I
so
like him.
much. He's so fun to watch. He's just a winner. You could tell he's like such a good guy. He comes up in big goals. Love it.
What was that one?
Do you think
What?
he's a good guy from his? What do you mean?
All his interviews, he say he's a really nice kid. He's a nice guy.
Right.
His attitude, his mindset, he's like a warrior. He wants to win. He wants to fight. He's amazing, bro.
Yeah, he has been up big for City lately.
Yeah. But back to Cherokee.
Do
Oh
you
my
think he
God.
starts over Lewis Hall?
I don't know. Lewis Hall is definitely more of a left back, and I think it just depends on what Tuchel wants. I mean, I think he will be a sub. I think he could play in the midfield too, honestly. I do. I mean, I'm putting him on over Kabi Menu. I'm serious. I think that makes sense,
That's
honestly. I
fair.
feel like they could play similar roles in the midfield.
That's
So.
fair.
But yeah, City just came and did the thing. I'm very happy for Pep. If this is his last trophy with the City, wow, that's nice. That's nice. It's not the highest accolades, but it's very nice. And he won it the same way, or he ended it potentially the same way he started it. That was his first trophy ever with City, about a damn near decade ago, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, now we could talk about the overlying implications of this. Do you guys think this will affect Premier League?
I don't think so. I think like again, like I said, we're as a team we're super set in how we play. From now to the end of the season, we're not going to make any tactical changes or like new players, anything. I think like the biggest thing is like when we turn up and like just our performance level. There's some games where you really see it, like Atletico Madrid was like our best game of the season, friendly games. But then there's like other games where we really fall flat. Again, I think the lineup had a big thing to do with it today and the attitude. But I think like we should just like obviously we're gonna stick to what we're doing, and it's really just about like performance level from each individual.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think I do think Arsenal, like if you put them at their best against City at their best, I don't know, Arsenal will probably get the win over them, but I think it is really important to factor in mentality. I mean, I was honestly shocked that's how Arsenal went out. I was shocked, man. They did not play. They had no intention of playing that second half. It was baffling, and it's a disservice to what they've, the heights they have hit this season. I don't think they've hit it in a nice, good football way, but they have hit them, and I think it's a disservice to that. And this was like your chance to show everybody, you know? So I do think if this attitude problem and mindset problem persists throughout the next 7 weeks, I genuinely think, I mean, there's 7 games. It's not 1, 2, 3 games. And one of them is at the Etihad, don't forget. So that's something to take into account, seriously. Jude, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I totally agree with you. I do think, I mean, it is a blow for Arsenal, but I'm not sure if it'll be large enough to knock them off their stride in the league, especially. Especially because
Not even necessarily like this game, but just like, do you think things are going to heat up for them and mindset they're going to crumble in the next, do you think
I
that
think
you
it's
can see something?
possible. I do think more than that, you probably have to look at City, especially because, like, points wise, it's not really in their hands anymore. So to even have a chance, City are the ones that need to go on a great run.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking more at City
Okay.
after
Fair,
this
fair,
game,
fair.
to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess we'll see what happens with them, but it's a very up and down with City. But last thing, Arsenal, Julian, this summer, what What do you want to see?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. I do believe that we should go out for another striker. I don't think we should give Gyökeres like another season.
Would you sell him completely? Is he on a 1 year contract?
I don't know what contract he's on. I don't know if I would sell him before I sign someone else. He, dude, like,
Oh my God, we didn't even talk about how bad he played.
do you
We didn't
see
even
him?
talk about it.
Like when you see him dribble, it's like it's really bad. It's really bad. But I think
That
we
was
need to go out for another
horrendous.
striker. I think we need to go out for again another left wing. I definitely think we should sell Trossard this summer.
Yeah.
We should go for a left winger. I think getting just forwards, even like a number 10 wouldn't. I don't know. I'm looking.
Really, you think it's time?
No,
Do
I
you think
don't
it's
think
time
it's
to
time.
get rid of Odegaard?
I don't think it's time to get rid of Odegaard. I'm think it's a consideration. I think the main thing though, which is still we said last season, is a left winger, like a proper left winger who's ready to start
Yeah.
and a striker.
Yeah. Fair. But yeah, so that's the Carabao Cup wrapped up. We can move on to the next game we have. Here's some of the stats. Sorry, I forgot to show this. Zero, yeah, whatever. We kind of said this, but Chelsea Everton. Oh
Man,
my.
freaking man. This is something that always, like, no matter how bad my day gets or like how tough of a time I'm having, this always puts a smile on my face, honestly.
Dude, I don't want Chelsea to do this bad. I like it when, the best teams are firing. I don't like when Liverpool's firing, but Chelsea, I do want to see them firing.
I
This
agree,
is
but
insane.
for some reason, like, I fuck with it, like what's happening to Chelsea. Maybe it's because, like, I think what they're doing is so wrong, just the whole thing. But it's like I like seeing it fail.
I mean, Everton, man, today,
Whew.
that's unbelievable what they did to them. That's absolutely unbelievable. And Chelsea are now in sixth place, so out of top five, and they've won one in their last five. This is the wrong time to be winning one out of your last five.
Do you think they're gonna get Champions League?
Well, we'll talk about that in a second, but I think I just want to, first of all, I do think it's important to shout out Everton. I mean, wow, wow, wow. I think
Great
this guy on
performance.
yeah, this guy on your screen, and Jai, he is I think he could start in. He plays kind of left wing. He can go to the right as well. I think he starts in 95% of Europe's top five teams. He is so good in my eyes. He is so
Top five
techy.
teams.
Top five, sorry, 95 top, yeah, top teams in Europe. The top 95%. 95% of all teams in Europe. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah, I do agree though. He could probably. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what he decides in the summer and
Arsenal, take this guy.
what the club decides as well. Yeah, I think he'd be great for
He's,
Arsenal. That's
dude,
exactly
he's
what.
unreal.
I
He's not
mean,
that old either. He's 26, I think.
he's yeah, great player, fantastic goal.
What a goal.
He was a thorn in their side all game. Easily Everton's brightest attacking outlet.
Yeah, that third goal.
I mean, I think this is their new stadium. It's like a very nice win
Yeah.
in their new stadium, kind of stamping their home ground authority. So
Yeah,
great day for.
100%. And they've won three out of their past five, and they're now sitting in eighth place, 2 points behind Chelsea with this one. So, these guys, new stadium starts kicking in, win your next home games, keep
Everton in
going.
Europe. Everton in Europe.
Everton in Europe would be crazy.
Wow.
I want to say for
But
Chelsea, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I want to say for Chelsea, like obviously everyone's like clowning on them and like calling them a banter club. I think it's like gotten to a point where like talking about the players is like over. Like we know how bad they are,
I know, exactly.
but I feel like it's at a point where you just like look at like how they sign and I mean, you could just look at like the lineup today. Like is so much like I can't believe they bought Garnacho. It actually might be one of the worst signings of all time.
It's hard to watch
And
them and
like
like understand what their plan is. They have zero structure.
in the two center backs today,
Oh my God. And
the
Sanchez. Do you see that
line.
goal? I think the first goal or
Yeah,
second
dude.
goal. Oh my
But
God. Right
it's got
through.
to a point where it's like, what more do you want from them? Like they've shown you who they are. I think it's like Chelsea needs to be entirely.
What do you think about Palmer and his comeback this season after injury, not doing too well?
I think honestly, I think he's lucky that Chelsea aren't doing well because it makes him look not as bad. I feel like I mean, on the one hand, it's like he has limited options and he's playing with shit players. But I
Yeah,
think even if you look individually, yeah, I think he could be doing more for sure.
agreed. What do you guys think his World Cup future is? He'll be on the bench for sure.
I
It's
mean, of
gonna be
course,
rough. I think he'll definitely make the plane, but
I mean, you have Bellingham and Morgan Rogers now, who seem like the top two. I mean, how many number 10s can you bring on, you know?
He's he's definitely going. I just don't think I don't know if he's going to be starting,
He didn't
but
start last time. I
it's
mean,
impossible to say that he wouldn't go.
yeah, unless he gets injured again. I don't know. But pretty damning. Another bad performance out of Chelsea. They're just nobody wants.
I was thinking earlier today, Liam Rosinier's like first like 4 or 5 games was the same record as like Michael Carrick. I was
Yeah,
like,
you loved it. You were saying, yo, this
he's not
guy's
even
good,
doing
bro.
that bad. Yeah, but
Just wait for Carrick's downfall as well. By the way, United's not in this slideshow. I forgot to put them in. I'm not even joking. Should I include them?
no, that's like, it was like whatever. It's like
That's
reference.
that's why I felt like it was a like a whatever.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Rosinier. It just seems like the moment is kind of has been getting to him lately.
I genuinely think like him being easy to make fun of like makes it a lot worse. He's so
Yeah, dude, Aura plays such a huge part. It's
he's
crazy.
really
Why
so
does he pass out
ridiculous.
those notes in like the 88th minute?
It was crazy. But also, I will say, like, yeah, he gets treated. He got treated unfairly before he even came in, like, because he looks like a nerd or whatever you want to say. But he doesn't really help himself, like, in all these interviews and stuff. All
Yeah,
these quotables
people
he tries
don't
to
know.
drop, and like he thinks he's doing rap battles or something.
Yeah,
I think he could be doing better for sure, and like I wouldn't be surprised to see him sacked. But I feel like any manager would struggle with this squad.
That's
yeah,
also true. I think it's hard to expect like great success from somebody just walking into this.
yeah. I think City are heading to the bridge next week. They're this upcoming weekend. Thoughts on how that game's gonna go?
I mean,
Should win, bro. City are weird. Chelsea are weird. Who knows? Yeah, but pretty crazy. We'll move on. Now, this is a crazy game. Sunderland, Newcastle. I'm not sure if you guys saw the Sunderland bus driving in to St. James Park, but guys, they were getting pelted with beer glasses. And one of the beer glasses genuinely made it in, like cracked the window. And the driver's like scared, and I felt so bad. So I'm very happy that Robbie scored this last minute goal, kind of. But no, I mean, I think, it's pretty crazy derby that's been reignited this season. Definitely one we want to keep seeing. Congratulations to Sunderland, by the way, on beating them 2 times in the derbies and just having a great season. I think like this new iteration of this derby is pretty awesome. Good atmosphere. Did you guys see the tifos Newcastle brought out? So cool. One of them said like welcome back. It's been a long time since we've seen like it's just and it's massive. It's super cool. Anthony Gordon gets the opening goal here, and he's probably one of like what do you I we don't really talk about this, but on Newcastle, who represents Newcastle Football Club more than Anthony Gordon? I mean, you have Bruno, you have Joe Linton, I guess, but Anthony Gordon's been has he reached cult hero status at this club?
I mean,
Talking about Anthony Gordon.
I don't know.
I want to hear about this.
I
I
don't
like
think
Newcastle.
he hasn't been there for like terribly long, to be honest.
yeah, and he's too inconsistent.
And
You
like,
think he's that inconsistent?
well, he's
I mean, he
also
Yeah,
hasn't
like
been
he's
great
only
this
turned
year.
up. He's only like turned up like this last like month.
he's also yeah, he's overall trending.
I don't think he was miserable before,
He
though.
was miserable before that.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
He wasn't great. I think Bruno G is like the most impactful. I think he's definitely their biggest player, or
definitely.
like Tonali. I don't think like Anthony
But
Gordon
he,
is one of their biggest players necessarily.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like when you think of Newcastle, I mean, Anthony Gordon comes to mind for me.
He has a big name, but like in their performances, but
Also, because he's English.
he's done well for
Yeah,
them
maybe
today.
because of that.
Newcastle are weird. I honestly thought they would do well this season. I feel like
Yeah,
they
exactly.
finished last season strong. They got a cup and like they lost Isak, but they retained most of their key players. I think they have struggled with being in Champions League and also in the league. And also Voltemada, I really thought honestly he would be good. I thought he would be like
Dude,
regular.
beginning of the season, he fooled me.
I really
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
he would
yeah,
be
definitely.
starting and he would be doing well. And I feel like a lot of their losses, it's like they're obviously a great team with a great squad. I feel like a lot of their losses come down to like little dumb moments.
Really.
Also,
I
like, yeah,
mean,
and I would even say I feel like a lot of it is like simple defensive mistakes. I
I don't
question the
know.
defense
I
sometimes.
mean, maybe. I watched City, kind of a broken City, beat them 3 times. But, we know Newcastle have rich owners. We know they are capable of good, high like status in European football. They won the Carabao Cup last year on Liverpool's head tops. They were just in Champions League, put up a good fight at home. And then this last leg against Barcelona, absolutely ridiculous. And now look at them. I think they are sitting. Let me check a look. take a look
Look at
where at the table. Yeah, they're sitting at 12th place, now behind New Sunderland after this game. Sunderland overtook them with this game. I guess they overtook them a while. No, 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 from this game. But
Yeah, Sunderland they had a really good start. They definitely cooled down, which is
yeah,
expected, but they're definitely like a solid side. I feel like it's just a game of like a moment. Robbie is a menace. Robbie gave
yes.
Arsenal a
He
bad.
took off his shirt at St. James Park and flexed on them. That's insane.
He's a menace.
But do you guys think Newcastle are a team that are meant to be fighting in these, competing for Europe and trying to win these competitions, even competing for the Prem? Like that was the goal when they were purchased by these owners. What,
Yeah, I
what do you
think
guys
that
think?
that decision comes from the top, and we know they've been like
Uh,
hampered by like FFP and whatever. So they haven't been able to spend all this money, but I think that's where it starts from. Like for all their aspirations and whatnot, you still hear about these murmurs of Tonali looking to leave,
yeah,
and
that's
Bruno
crazy.
G having his ear turned, and even whispers of Anthony Gordon leaving.
Yeah.
So you have to decide, like, are you going to hold on to these players and take that next step? And with that comes supplementing your team. Newcastle, they have a good squad. You know, Jacob Ramsey, freaking Willock,
Joelinton,
Joe Linton. Like, it's
Dan
good,
Burns
but
getting a
to
little old.
take that, yeah, like Dan Byrne, these are all good players. But in order to take that next step, you definitely need an upgrade in a lot of positions. And
Yeah.
in the coaching staff as well. I think Eddie Howe's probably ran his course with as far as he can.
Yeah, he's out. Everyone's saying he's out. I mean, I think about their summer and they got a little unfortunate. I know with the whole Ekatike thing, weren't they set to get him and then all this stuff happened?
They had a lot of duds. Like Fulton,
Yeah.
Alenga, kind of a dud, and Wissa,
Kind
especially.
of.
Who else? They wanted another striker, I remember, before they got who were they trying to get? I don't remember exactly.
Esco.
Yeah, yeah, they couldn't get it done. But yeah, pretty crazy. We'll see.
Which
I
I think
mean,
is bad. I think is bad fortune. Like
yeah, definitely.
I don't think it's their fault. Like Alenga, Vissa, and
They're gonna get a new manager. I mean, their owners are rich, man. The Saudi owners don't play, so
Well, I mean, hold on. Like Elena and Vissa also have been not great, not good this season.
I'm saying like I don't think those are bad signings. I think they made sense. I think it's just like one of those things where they haven't performed like you thought.
Yeah, but didn't they also spend like what was it, like 60 million, seventy
That's
million or something on both of them, 100 million or
yeah.
200 billion?
No,
that's
Alanga
It's
I
pretty
mean,
big
bad
one.
business,
that's
especially
expected.
for like I said, a
No.
team looking to go for that next level. You don't go and buy an Anthony Elanga, really. So if to get to where they said they wanted to get to, I think it's a long road ahead of them.
Maybe they need some different recruiters because I mean I know they have the money. I don't think they're spending the right they wisely. But yeah, we can move on now. Liverpool, Brighton. We can briefly talk about this because it's literally more of the same for these two. I think we all love seeing Liverpool fail, honestly, because they are so deserved. They play such bad football.
What I love seeing is Danny Welbeck score.
Me too. Who doesn't? What a likable guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But
After watching Liverpool versus Galatasaray earlier this week, I was like, dang, like this was a good Liverpool performance. I've forgotten what that had looked like. And they did play horrifically against Spurs just a week earlier, but you're looking at, they're trying to push for those Champions League spots. You do see that United had tied earlier in the week.
yeah,
Chance to go for it, and it was just back to shit, man. Like,
it's ridiculous.
I
That's
think
actually ridiculous.
I think what's really frustrating is like no one can tell what they do in training. Like
Hmm.
not only are like individuals not performing, but it's like it's difficult to tell like what style they even want to play. It seems like they're just like figuring out on the spot. They're like super wasteful and like Kanate. I mean, I don't know how Kanate gets dunked by Welbeck.
That's insane, bro. That's
That was a
insane.
bad one.
He's just his stock has dropped all the way to the bottom. I remember Madrid were going to buy him earlier at the beginning of the season. Now they won't go near him.
And in slots, I don't know how he hasn't been sacked. I think the owners have like I think they just like agreed to chill until the end of the season, but he's definitely leaving.
Yeah, no, I mean you could tell by his new press conferences. He's talking about how he's unsure of his future. He's scared. I mean, it's inevitable. And is Xavi Alonso the next man up?
I
Is
would,
that what?
I
It
would,
looks like it.
I do think like I don't think
I mean, he'll be reunited with Wirtz, reunited with Frimpong.
I
That's pretty
think this could,
interesting.
I think Liverpool could turn this around like pretty easily, honestly. I don't think it's like a long-term
Yeah.
thing.
Well, that's debatable because we're looking at their midfield and there's shouts that I think like McAllister's father keeps talking like he's coming out and saying all this stuff, and we know when the family gets involved and saying that the player wants out, things don't usually end up
He's
too
also been
well.
horrific this season. Yeah, I kind
Horrific.
of disagree. They do have a lot of spots. I think
Defensively, they have a lot. I mean, you have a two center backs you have to replace, right?
Okay, oh, I forgot about that.
and
And
also you
left
have to
back,
look for left wing and right wing low key. I mean, you have
yes.
Ngamoa, but you need at least one.
Can I say before this season, I used to really rate Gakpo.
You need
Hey man, me too. He came up in big goals always last season, 2 seasons ago.
Okay, but what do you do in that situation where like Gakpo and Kanate, those are two players who have been like as well-established good
And
players,
Gravenberch and McAllister.
right?
It's honestly unprecedented.
Who had one really bad season. I don't think you like sell them.
Well,
You don't
Gakpo's
have to
different.
sell them, but
No,
I
Gakpo
think
would be
it's
different.
pretty
I'm saying.
clear that you at least need supplementation. If you don't want to get rid of them, you
Mhm.
at least need to add. You
But
can't
but
just let this go.
here's a good question. I mean, these guys broke the transfer record 2 times in this past summer.
It's
Their
poor.
funds their funds aren't as like they cannot just spend 100 million right now without
That's
I mean,
true.
to be
And
getting
they'll
fair,
be freaking screwed if they drop out of Champions League positions for the next.
exactly. They need to offshore some players. So do you try to get Salah and out of here, get him to go to Saudi maybe and make money? They'll love him over there.
I think he
I
should.
think
I think both parties. I think him leaving is good for both of them. And so that's another signing they need.
Dude, and they could probably get bank from Saudi for Salah.
I
yeah,
think.
100%.
I also, honestly, I don't think it's ridiculous for Virgil to leave at the end of the season, just because he's getting really old.
It
Uh,
seems difficult for him to bounce back after this season. I
mhm.
mean, not that he's been bad per se. He's been decent this season. He's been okay, but it's just like it's almost like it's time to go. Like, what more can he do here? He's not going to be part of this rebuild that they're trying to get now. So it's pretty interesting. And then you think about it, who's left from Liverpool like 2019 era? They're all gone, man.
And then,
Curtis Jones on the bench. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's gone. Yeah.
and then I think with Verts, I don't know. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. And honestly, like,
It's been bad. It's been bad.
I defend him hard, and it's bad. It's bad. Again, I think like he could easily turn up and do really good next season with like a different. Yes,
Can I say something?
remember I said this. He could easily turn up next season and do well. Remember I
Can I
said this.
say something? That's very easy to say.
I was about to
I
say
personally,
you can do that.
yeah,
No, I
I
mean
did not.
I'm betting that he will not that he will improve drastically next season.
Can I say something? I didn't watch him much at Leverkusen. I really didn't. I watched him in the Euros. He was okay. He was okay. I've watched him a numerous amount of times this season, and obviously he's not played well this season, but I haven't even seen. I don't see much potential. And I'm not saying he's not like a. No, no. Honestly, I don't see much potential. Like what he's doing is just like it's not like he has this remarkable talent that I'm witnessing. It's not like that. I don't get what I'm waiting for, honestly, as somebody who didn't watch much of Leverkusen. Bless you.
Thanks.
The past 2 seasons. So what's the like would you guys agree with this or do you think it is just one bad season? He seems shy. He seems very shy every game. He doesn't want to do
And
anything.
that's what I'm saying. I think when you watch him, like he's timid. I think his mentality isn't there. I think he seems like he's like always trying to do like the perfect play. I feel like a lot of his issues are like stuff with mentality and tactics that could like easily be fixed. That's why I don't think it's like going to be a long-term decline for him.
Jude?
I don't know. I mean, I see the way he's playing, and it's like maybe it is a bias, but it is kind of like maybe it is one of those adaptation issues where he's just not up to the speed. He just can't get with the game. He can't impose himself. He's not intense enough. He doesn't play with enough conviction. And sure, these are all vague terms, maybe not quantifiable or anything, but at the end of the day, they are things you need. I mean, when I watch him, I always get the feeling that he's scared to take that decisive action. He's always looking for one more pass. I see him under hit a lot of passes. He always tries to be too cutesy, or he's just not impacting the game at all. And
I
I mean,
mean, I don't like. don't like to look at GA, but like speaking on that, he has 2 assists this season as a number 10. 2 assists is not great at all.
Maybe Odegaard isn't so bad. Huh? Wait,
Yeah,
let me see how many assists. What do you guys think about Isak? Do you think what level do you think he can come back to? Do you think he'll ever return to his previous form next season?
it's so weird. When he was starting, or when he was, yeah, when he was starting, we all saw nothing good from him. But Liverpool were playing very bad around that time. So we'll have to see. Honestly, I don't think anybody can tell what's going to happen to him. You have to hope he does because he was a great talent.
He was
Although,
watching him last season. It felt like watching something very special.
agreed. I got his jersey, man. I agree.
You know? It would be
But
sad if that never happened again.
yeah, I mean, and we'll see. Me and Jude talked about this on the last episode, but we think one of them, either him or Ekatike, have to move, and it's looking
That's a,
like,
that's another situation that's really awkward.
yeah. But I've thought about this, and I've heard a bunch of people talk about this. And Ekatike isn't a striker who plays his back to goal necessarily and holds the ball up and is just making runs all the time. And he really likes to get out wide and face goal and take a man on. So. I mean, you almost think you could put him out wide and get some, and like there are ways I think you could play them together. Honestly,
No,
honestly, you could
I
play
I
the
don't
two
think
I don't know
so.
about that one.
I don't think
I don't
so.
know about that
because
one.
Isak is the same way. Also, he's not necessarily like a
Yeah, but you can, like nobody plays with two strikers anymore, and neither of them is a real winger. So like
yeah
it'll be tough. I
like
guess it's just
Marmoush Ekatike style like in Frankfurt. Who knows, man?
How do you guys
Nah.
feel? How do you guys feel about Brighton?
Brighton are so like wasn't it like a couple weeks ago or maybe like a few months ago they were doing like horrifically like bottom half of the table like couldn't
Yes,
buy a win and
they're in 10th now.
recently they've been turning it up. I feel like they do go through these patches of inconsistency just because they aren't one of the bigger clubs at all, but they do still have enough talent around their squad to like right the ship after it gets wavy. So
I mean, they have someone who's so sought after, Baleba, who has had kind of a mid-season. He's definitely someone who can. I think we all know he can be really special. They have a couple other players like that, and Brighton just produced those players, but they'll all get purchased, and that's what happens to Brighton, man. Chelsea have fund. Everybody goes to Chelsea, Liverpool. That's where these guys come from. So I don't think Brighton as an institution will soar. Their players will get offloaded and they'll restart and stay around this level. That's just how it is, honestly. Yeah, but okay. Very upsetting for those two teams, Chelsea and Liverpool,
So
this match week.
do you think Liverpool finish the Champions League?
No. Honestly, no. I think if
do you
it's going
think
to be,
Chelsea will be above them?
I
I
don't
think
think
Chelsea will be above them. Because
Dude, I
Liverpool
think it's
have,
literally like I could not even give you an answer.
you guys have to remember, Liverpool are playing PSG in the Champions League. And
oh they're getting bumped.
Liverpool are using this like they have had a horror season.
Mm.
And when you have a horror season, you look at these cup competitions that are a little more individual brilliant based and not necessarily based on like current form. You can just sneak a win out. I mean, they're gonna look at this and be like, we have to do something here to salvage our season. Salah is gonna look at this and be like, maybe this is my last run at the
There's
Champions League.
literally no way they're beating PSG.
No, dude.
No, no, no. I mean, hey, man, PSG have not been looking all too convincing. I mean, other than that Chelsea murder. But okay, hold on. I mean, it's not necessarily about that. It's also about like a mindset and allocating a lot of energy to setting up and practice time and fitness to those games. And if you do that, and then you get battered by PSG, and then you come back to the Prem, you come back tired, hurt, just devastated and dejected. How are you supposed to compete for top six now? That's a real worry for me, honestly.
Yeah, I just think they need to focus on top five because them not getting Champions League would be like really, really embarrassing and really shameful versus like getting knocked out by PSG, which is like expected.
I mean, do you think they're gonna make top five over Chelsea?
I think they will. I think just because of their squad, they will.
I don't know, man. I don't think so even. I really don't.
I think
We're
it's
just talking about them. What is their squad? Who is their squad other than Ekatike? Salah, no.
they
Wirtz, no.
you can't they have
Gakpo,
a,
no. Seriously, the midfield, we just went one by one and said how bad they all were this season. What is their squad going to do that Chelsea's not? Let's
I
not
think they have a
talk,
higher, I think they have a higher ceiling at least, even if they don't perform. But
I
again,
think,
honestly, I don't say that with too much confidence. I think it's like difficult to say at this point.
Jude.
Yeah, I mean,
This guy's playing games, bro. This guy's playing games. This guy's locked out, bro. He's playing games.
you guys
Uh,
aren't even letting me. I mean, like I said earlier, I think it's like kind of impossible to tell, and especially seeing how Man U didn't even win this game week, you looked at it as a massive chance for both of these teams, and neither of them ended up being able to take it. I mean, both of them got like pretty thoroughly outplayed by the teams they were going against. I think, as to what Julian was saying, it's like you do look at the squad, but I also think that's kind of like big name tax. Like we are still giving weight to Liverpool, no matter how bad they've been, as last year's champions, and like as the Liverpool we know. Whereas Chelsea, we've known have been ass for a while. But
I
when
just
you
think
look at the results and stuff, I think it also depends on their upcoming fixtures.
I think it would be so crazy if Liverpool didn't get Champions League after winning the league last season and after like spending all the money that they did. I think that would be insane.
It would be horrific, and it would be a disaster for them.
And what happens if Chelsea doesn't make it? Is this the beginning of Chelsea's like full-on banter era?
I think it should be like a good moment of reckoning for them to like scrap.
Seriously, that's yeah. No, seriously. If Chelsea do not make Champions League, they might everything will go away. They're gonna have to rethink everything, their whole weird buying young players way of working. So yeah.
I cannot believe they bought Garnacho. I actually,
Yeah, yeah. It's baffling. It's absolutely baffling. Yeah. But let's move on.
Hold on, before we move on,
Oh yeah.
I pulled up their upcoming fixtures.
Oh yeah.
So for Premier League, Liverpool first. First they play Man City in the FA Cup beginning of April, which will be
Oh
interesting.
yeah, at the Etihad, that'll be nice.
But in the Prem, they play Fulham, Everton, which will be a huge game with
Oh
Everton.
wait. What's the point difference between Everton and Liverpool? Let me check that.
Right now, the point difference between them is
It's
only
three. Three
3 points.
points. That's a game. Imagine they both win or both lose or stay equal, and that game decides who goes on top of who. That would be insane. That would be insane.
And then they finish off with Crystal Palace and United. So not the easiest of runs really at all.
Hold on. Is
Chelsea, though,
United the last game?
yeah, last game of the season.
Last game in the Prem season
That'll
is
be
United
fire.
Liverpool?
Yeah,
My God. That's going to be insane.
I lied.
Wow.
I don't know if that.
Okay.
It's not. I
you know,
lied. The
Damn.
last game is they're playing Brentford.
this is the first time.
Hold on. Really quickly. Why does that never happen?
What?
Who makes the schedule and like makes them not play the most difficult team? I thought about that. You never see a game like Liverpool United the last week because everybody plays on the last game, so they won't put a blockbuster game then. Julian, what did you want to say?
I was just gonna say this is the first time in 10 years that Liverpool lose 10 games in a season, and there's still 7 games
Jesus.
left.
10 games?
They've lost ten
Oh
games
my
this
God.
season, and they're gonna lose more before it's over.
Yeah. Jude, continue.
And I mean, Chelsea also have a difficult run in, right? So they're also going to be playing City, United, Brighton, Forest, Liverpool, Tottenham. I mean, all right, Tottenham.
Yeah.
Neither of them have too easy of a run in, so it's like whoever's less
Yeah.
goals will win.
Yeah. All right.
You guys
Well,
think Villa will be staying up?
they got a big 3 points
I
this past
think
game.
I'm being optimistic, but I want to say yes.
They will. I think they will. I mean, you have to. We can't say Liverpool or Chelsea are going to catch life and catch form. I can't say that confidently. If Villa can chug out a win and a tie every 3 games, I mean, come on, they'll do it. Okay, so let's move on. We can briefly go over this one. Spurs lose to Forest again. Now the gap is only 1 point between them and relegation status. Miserable team. It's over for them, honestly. It's over.
Do you think Tudor is getting sacked?
Who cares?
It kind of doesn't matter.
Who
Yeah,
cares, honestly?
genuinely.
I think the saddest thing about this game is that Tottenham fans came out and started singing their hearts out, man. They came to back their team all the way.
Dude, they did them. They had like thousands of fans. Like the fan organizations had organized buses and like worked with the county. I saw like
And that
called to get behind their team, and like when they didn't deserve a lick of it, like there were
no,
protests planned and
literally.
stuff, but they said no, let's get behind our team. This could be a
And
turning
that
point
serves
in
as
our
a
season.
12th man. That serves actually as a 12th man.
And
And you lose.
the players served up hot dog on a plate. Like it's so crazy, and it's
To
almost the
me,
same as what Julian was saying about Chelsea. Like their ass, we know their ass. Like everything we've been saying, they're still playing like they think they're too big to go down. It doesn't look like anything in their mindset has changed. And I mean, to be fair, Tottenham started the game fairly promising,
Yeah, I
but
saw that.
it took one goal and then just an utter collapse in the second half, which has been happening all season long and is it's emblematic of Tottenham.
Yeah,
one thing I'm thinking though is like as bad as they are, West Ham are like really bad also. I don't know if they're gonna finish below West Ham. That's difficult.
I don't know, man. I think West Ham have shown some decent
I guess
form.
that's one thing is that West Ham at least can turn up.
Yeah,
Spurs
they have.
can turn up ability
When is the last time Spurs won a Premier League game?
last year.
Jesus.
Yeah, 2025.
My God.
Yeah.
That's insane, bro. That's insane.
It's
How
weird
much of a
if they get honestly relegated or not, like they need to change everything after the season. I think
I
they
agree.
they should sell like half the squad and get a new manager and everything.
I agree. That's just a disservice to have that many fans come out instead of protesting and lose 3-0. Dude, nah, you cannot do that. I mean, we wouldn't allow that at our club teams. McLean, Braddock, you wouldn't allow that to happen. That's why, and you do that at Tottenham. That's ridiculous. They should all be shamed, named and
I thought you were
shamed.
saying they'll be shocked.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, let's move on. Here's the Prem table. We kind of went in detail about it, but Brentford. Brentford at seventh place, man.
Dude,
One loss in their past five.
They're holding on. They're holding on.
And I just want you guys to take a look at fourth place through like eighth place and
Mhm.
just look at how much red there is. Look at the quality of this league. Look at the top 10 teams and how much they're losing. It's insane, man. It's absolutely insane. Villa, wow. It's surprising that Villa have lost three of their last five and only
Villa
won
just
one
had
and
like
are still there.
Villa had like a ridiculous 2025.
Yeah, they were in 20 11 points,
I
11
think
games.
again, I think that the teams behind them are like so poor that they're definitely good. Like they have, I think they have top four secured. I don't think,
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I could see Man United finishing third as well. I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It seems like they
I
know
could
what's going
see.
on.
Which I think is like a little bit of everything. I think it's like such a good job by Carrick. I think it also shows how bad I don't even want to say his name. It tells how bad that guy was, and it's also like capitalizing on the poor form of the other like top six teams.
So
So
if you had to say, is it
Genuinely though, like seeing as to how the first half of the season was basically thrown away by United, with it's like the fact that we're still made it to third place, and it's but like, but like you see, like the quality of these top teams is like the gap has really. And people say this every year, but the gap has truly never been lower, and that's thanks to the middle of the pack getting better, but also the top teams just getting bad.
yeah, I agree. It's insane. But, we'll let's move on before we all get sad talking about how bad the Prem is. Madrid derby. Did you guys catch this?
That was
You know, Vinny
getting
scores an
money.
absolute beautiful goal. He scores two penalty and a beautiful goal. I just want to ask, do you guys think they can do anything against Bayern?
I'm gonna say no.
I want to say yeah, but it really doesn't look likely.
Okay.
And then you especially factor in like Mbappe and Jude coming back for those games if possible, and then you have to ask yourself if that messes with the rhythm that's kind of been building up lately.
Hey, yeah.
I think it kind of goes back to more of the same. I
Yeah.
would,
I mean, we haven't
unfortunately.
seen the two play good together, Vinny and Mbappe. That'll be interesting. First time Vinny's had good form in kind of a year and a half, so we'll see if Mbappe will inhibit that or
I'm gonna say it's even early to say good form. I mean, it's good form, but like I don't think it's like how many games?
no, I think it's been a good
Nah, bro, come on, he's been
six
good
games.
lately.
It's been a good six
I don't
games.
watch La Liga. I'm Chad.
Yeah. No, it's been a good 6 games. I think this is lastly, okay, here we go. This is the next Champions League fixtures. We kind of already talked about Prem, so we can do this. So Liverpool PSG. We all say PSG.
pretty easily.
Now, is it going to be a mockery like Chelsea or no? Not that bad.
I think it could. I think it could. I think because I think PSG can do that. You know, like I think about like the front three against Konate. It could be bad. I feel like they're just gonna get like just like outworked. I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just think they're a much worse team.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see how they can win.
I agree. Yeah, PSG. Okay. Bayern, Madrid. I think we'll go. I have to go Bayern.
I think it could be a little bit of a contest.
I
It
think it'll
it
be a
always
good game.
seems to be. It always seems to be.
Yeah.
Somehow, even in Madrid's worst form, they seem to do it. But
But Bayern just has
Bayern
too many good players
Bayern look
around.
unreal this season. Unreal.
Yeah,
Barca Atleti.
I'd
Barca should win this.
I'd go with Barca, even though we saw what happened last time.
Yeah,
But
4-0. We'll
I don't know.
see.
I mean, I just want to say
Yeah.
I would say Barca, but I think it's I don't know. I still like when it comes like deep in Champions League, I feel like Atleti just like don't perform.
Yeah, definitely.
So
And then Arsenal versus Sporting. I go Sporting here.
hi.
Nah, Arsenal will win this 1-0. They'll tie away or something, and then they'll win 1-0 at home. Seriously, I bet that'll happen, bro.
you look at like let's say you can't watch the game and you look the score after and it says like Arteta goal 17th minute.
Yeah, but all things considered, it's been a meh week. When Liverpool and Chelsea lose in such disappointing ways, and United lose,
Bro, you won a trophy.
I won. That was I was gonna say like that's what carried this week. Everything else was
You're
bad.
being objective. Okay, sorry.
No, I'm joking. It wasn't. But that's been us. We'll like and sub, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. This next week is gonna be a good one. Hopefully, these Prem games bring some nice
It's
action.
international
So
break.
International break, yeah.
word. So you will not see us. All right. All right. Well, it's been us. This is
Educational
educational
football.
football, and see you guys next time.